Richard! What happened?
Oh, Jill, this house is dangerous. There are terrible demons. Ouch!
You're wounded. What kind of demon attacked you?
It was a huge snake, and also poisonous. Ugh.
I think it's important to state before we start this video that I love Resident Evil. The franchise is one of the few AAA franchises where I'll pick it up day one whenever a new one releases, and will replay the games constantly. So you can imagine my excitement when I heard about Crow Country, and how it was inspired by early Resident Evil games, Resident Evil 1 specifically. Crow Country has everything that made the original Resident Evil so special, while also removing the parts that were outdated to provide a truly wonderful experience that I would highly recommend to any Resident Evil fan. Allow me to explain as we dive into the incredible and terrifying world of Crow Country. Considering the game is based on Resident Evil, the story follows a special agent named Mara Forrest, which is the most Resident Evil sounding name I've ever heard, who is investigating Crow Country, an abandoned amusement park, and is tasked with finding the founder, Edward Crow, but instead only finds terror waiting for her. The gameplay follows in traditional fashion, with enemies that have weak spots to shoot at with limited bullets, which is occasionally broken up by puzzles that, once solved, expand the map and continue the story. The visuals for the game are amazing looking, with a style that emits the same energy as the original Resident Evils, but that also has its own flavor and keeps it from being a carbon copy, by having low quality 3D models that are run through a sort of filter, or maybe the game engine, to make them look more pixelated, which adds a lot of charm to the game. I was curious about how much would be lifted from the game's inspiration, and I'm glad to say that the developer of this game knew what worked and kept it while ditching what didn't. There's no fixed camera, no needing an item to save, no door animations, and the game carefully balances your ammo count, giving you just enough to survive encounters, but not too much to make you overpowered. The puzzles are fun and satisfying to solve, while not being so hard that you need a guide to figure it out, which is always nice to see. If there's one thing that I have that's a negative for this game, it's probably the camera system. I know I just said how I'm iffy on fixed cameras of the original RE games, and this is a step up from those, but I'm generally not a big fan of this isometric camera either. I see what they were trying to go for with the camera, but it made it a little hard to be fully grounded in the world and caused confusion when it came to item collection and combat, especially when combined with the low resolution of the game. The camera isn't a huge deal, but it did cause minor frustration in certain areas of the game, and I feel is worth bringing up. The combat is standard Resident Evil combat, with you being able to cycle through multiple weapons that you gather over the course of the game, and use these weapons to fight off monsters of various shapes and sizes, which all have weak spots that need to be targeted. As for the story, it's fine, it's pretty predictable, especially if you've played the original Resident Evil, but it does the job, and I'm honestly fine with it being a little generic, considering I think that's what they were going for. One thing I think I should add is that this game isn't particularly scary. The game does get tense at certain moments, but I was never full-on scared, which is fine for me. I didn't necessarily need it to be scary, but might be a more strong negative for somebody else. In summary, Crow Country is a must-play for any Resident Evil fan, or for someone that's just looking for a new survival horror game to play. The indie scene has been especially kind to survival horror as of late, with the release of both this game and My Friendly Neighborhood from last year, and as someone who's a massive fan of the genre, I can't wait to see more new and creative minds take a shot at it. That's all I got for now. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and hit that bell icon to be notified for whenever I make a new video. The next review should be Furiosa, so if you're interested in that, or interested in supporting the channel more, then turn on notifications and check out my other videos. Okay, that's it. Bye.